sound. Got places to go, gotta follow my rainbow. Can't stick around, have to keep moving on. Guess what lies ahead, only one way to find it. Must keep on moving ahead. No time for guessing, follow my plan instead. Trusting in what you can see. Take my lead, I'll set you free. Follow me, let me free. Trust me, we will escape from the city. I'll make it through. Follow me, set me free. Trust me, we will escape from the city. I'll make it through, prove it to you. Follow me. Danger is lurking around every turn. Trust your feelings, got to live and learn. I know someone that'll make it through. Got no other options, only one thing to do. Instead, find the next stage no matter what that may be. Take my lead, I'll set you free. Follow me, set me free. Trust me, we will escape from the city. I'll make it through. Follow me, set me free. Trust me, we will escape from the city. I'll make it through.
Come on over, have some fun with Crazy Taxi!
Yeah, 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 yeah! Day after day, your life's a wreck. The powers that be just breathe down your neck. You get no respect, you get no relief. You gotta speak up and yell out your piece. So back off your rules, back off the drive, 'cause I'm sick of my living to stay alive. Leave me alone, let's get alive. I don't wanna be controlled. That's all I want. That's all I want. That's all I want. That's all I want. good job, cause I'm sick of my living to stay alive. Leave me alone, I'm not asking a lot. Just wanna be content, that's all I want. That's all I want. That's all I want. That's all I want. Yeah, 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 yeah. Off your rules, back off your job, cause I'm sick of my living to stay alive. Leave me alone, not asking a lot. Just wanna be content, that's all I want. That's all I want. That's all I want.
People of cyberspace, what is going on? How is everybody doing on this day of the week in which we're wooing and picking up people across town in our crazy taxi? Thank you, Miller Time. I appreciate that. Also, what is up? What is up, Will? Where's my mouse? I have acquired my mouse with my fingers. And any lurkers out there in cyberspace land, how is it going? Woo! Good gravy pants. Literally good gravy pants. Like right before the stream, I remember that I had some stuff to fix with Clabot. So here's the story. I did a little bit of research, a little bit of digging. Basically, YouTube changed some stuff in live stream chats to where it displays and uses the your YouTube handle instead of whatever like name you have entered. So I appreciate that from a standpoint of nobody can like pose as somebody else or whatever. Like YouTube's changed stuff without warning. They've actually been slowly rolling it out over the past like 6 months or something, and it hadn't touched this. Basically, whenever YouTube releases a freaking feature, they slowly roll it out over like 6 months to a year, and it's really ridiculous. But it didn't affect this channel until literally just last week. And so not only did that change the way things are displayed here, but it also changed a lot on the back end of the way that I'm accessing different pieces of information about who's in the chat and whatever. And not only that, but they only updated half of the system. And so basically the way that chat's being displayed is one thing, and the information, the data there is one thing. And then anything pertaining to like members hasn't really been fully updated yet. And so there's all this stuff that's all over the place right now, and I had to like hack some stuff together to get things to work. It's fine. Everything is fine, though. Everything is fine, though. Made a few tweaks. Hopefully nothing is completely busted. We will find out, because
I don't believe you.
sometimes we got to do it live.
What?
Sometimes we got to do it live. You know what I'm saying? Woo! How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Hopefully everybody's staying warm wherever you are out there in cyberspace land. Speaking of staying warm, I'm in a weird state. Actually, I'm going to go turn off my space heater on the other side of the room, because good gravy pants, it's actually a little like weirdly hot. I don't even know. Just one moment. The Earl Grey is hitting just right tonight. I'm somewhat of a tea man myself. It's chilly here figuring out what to get for dinner. Maybe pizza, maybe tacos. Either one of those options sounds pretty fantastic. IMHO. You know what I'm saying? Let me adjust. Speaking of tea, let me adjust my throat coat / warm liquids that I will be consuming during this stream. Is my thing working? Things are working. Camera in focus. Great, love that. These were at Snappy Tomato Pizza back in the day, and we had a taco pizza. I can't remember. It was a place like Cece's, and I don't remember what the heck it was called, but it was exactly like Cece's, but it was a different place. But they had like a taco pizza, and it was I don't remember hating it. They also had a hamburger pizza that I don't remember hating. Anytime I think of Cece's, though, we used to go there all the time when I was a kid, like all the time. That was like the place that people would have have parties, and like the basketball team I was on, we'd go there all the time, and then like different friends and I would get together and we go there and all that kind of stuff. But whenever I think of CC's, here's a list of things I think about. One, I think about they had like an apple pie pizza that was freaking phenomenal, and I loved that. They had a small little arcade there, which is honestly where I played a ton of arcade games. I've mentioned this before. I didn't really spend a whole lot of time in traditional arcades when I was younger. I was just a little too young by the time I started getting, arcades were kind of on the way out. I don't know. It was kind of a weird transitionary period there. So most of my arcade stuff was in like restaurants and skating rinks and movie theaters and stuff like that. But at CC's, they had a Die Hard arcade there, and I would always you're making my knee hurt. Same. I would always play Die Hard arcade there. Freaking love that game. One of my favorite arcade games. Bowling alleys, yes, absolutely. That and the trick that everyone used to do. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, where you'd have the pepper flakes or whatever that hot pepper flake thing is, where you shake it out into the pizza. Well, some straight up dingus would unscrew the lid almost all the way and just like put it there very perfectly so it looked like it was on, and then someone would be like, "Hey, you should try some of that spicy flakes," and they'd go, "Okay," even though they had no desire to even put those on at all, but because somebody suggested it, they're like, "Oh yeah," and then they'd take it, and then they just dump the whole thing out. I was never that deviant. And it was always somebody at the table. It was never like somebody did it prior to you being there or whatever. But yeah, and then you dump the whole freaking thing on there. There was this is all coming back to me. I remember I never did this. It's there was a little craze that was going around for a little while. Never did it to another guest. Never. At like places like Wendy's, they had these like plastic salt and pepper shakers. They would take like a quarter, and you would slam the salt and pepper shaker down onto the quarter, and the quarter would go in, and it would be fine. But it would create a hole in the bottom of it, so the next person that picked it up, all the salt or whatever would spill out the bottom. Love it. I do not condone these actions in the slightest. In the slightest. But yeah. Okay, I have something a little different for show and tell today. So this is gonna be a little interesting, and I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to this. So, or looking forward to some of the things that I'm going to do with this. Let me put it that way. I never knew the plastic one trick. The other one is a classic. Yes, absolutely. So my wife gave me something pretty cool for my birthday. And it actually didn't get here until last week, and so I wasn't able to get it connected for stream. Whatever, long story short. But so I got a new show and tell camera for my birthday here, and so in traditionally, this may not look like any different or anything like that, but we can do things. You can see things that I'm doing here on my desk, so that's pretty cool. Probably I need to like figure out another like lighting situation here. I'm gonna think on that. But yeah, so traditional, you guys are pretty used to this version of the show and tell cam here, but this brother can do a big zoom out here, so you can see the entirety of this desk. So that's pretty cool, right? Cool things here in desk land. But it also does some pretty cool other stuff. So I have different positions that I can save on here. So right now, there's a very impressive zoom out. I appreciate that, Will. I appreciate that. But I have different positions that I have saved for this thing. So one of them is obviously this specific show and tell camera position here, the traditional tried and true show and tell camera here. But when drum streams start up, which it's on the horizon. There are things in motion for that, and I will talk about that when I can. But there are drum streams on the horizon. But when those happen, I just hit this button here, and the camera cruises over there to this shot of the drums. So that's pretty cool, right? That's not too bad. Not too bad. But we're not done yet. We're actually not done yet. So I can hang on. Let me do a reset here and do the whipperoo. Love your setup. That's a heck of a I appreciate. Yeah, she's pretty amazing. I'm not gonna lie. She supports all this ridiculous nonsense that I do in this room, and I'm very, very thankful for her. But yeah, so there's this. But two other things. There is a person button here, and so this can follow me where I go. I'm gonna have to figure out another miking situation, some kind of like wireless mic, but potentially, as long as it doesn't get caught on this light here, which does happen at sometimes, so I'm gonna have to kind of work on that. But I can get up and I can move. I can go over here, all the way to the other side of the road, all the way over here. I'm over here. And I can come back. It lost me because it was too dark. But good thing you're wearing pants. Absolutely that. But yeah, so there's that. And then there's no cat child here in the room, but there is actually specifically an animal tracking thing on here. So whenever one of the kitties shows up, then we can switch over to cat mode, and it can track Kitty wherever Kitty goes. Yes, cat can. So this ticks many different boxes, and I'm quite thrilled about that. That's perfect indeed. So yeah, cool. I'm pretty thrilled about all that stuff. But yeah, while we're talking about show and tell things, we have a video game that we're about to play this evening, known as Crazy Taxi, on the Dreamcast for Dreamcast December. For those of you who are just now joining us, we are playing Dreamcast games this December, so that's pretty exciting. And you may be asking yourself, why is this jewel case so freaking demolished? Why? Actually, well, yeah, the back is pretty cracked too. But yeah, why is the back so freaking demolished? Yeah, case is in rough shape. So I have this weird thing in my brain. If it's a game that I had as a kid, if it's a game that I had as a kid, I don't really want to necessarily alter it in any way. So this is like kind of nostalgic for me, because this is like my actual childhood copy, which is why it's so kind of demolished, right? Will, my good gravy pants. Look at that. I failed to do that thing that we were doing over there. Let me do that with my fingers. I appreciate that. I appreciate the little poke that you gave me with your fingers. I appreciate that. But yeah, there in fact is a Daytona USA Let's Go Away cover that is, not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but I quite enjoy that song. But yeah, anyway, a lot of these games I had from my childhood, like specifically Saturn games and Dreamcast games, a lot of these like jewel case kind of games where the case might be broken in some way. A lot of them have like kind of a story to them or how they got broken. Like my copy of Virtual On the Saturn. It's the first game I ever got in the mail that had a broken freaking hinge on the story. Steven, what is going on? How is it going? It's so great to see you on this lovely day of the week. What is going on? Hopefully you're staying warm and all that stuff out in your corner of cyberspace. But yeah, so when I took the picture for the thumbnail of this, I actually did put a different top on this case because I wanted it to be a little more presentable. But this is my childhood case, so I don't want to screw with that. But if it's a game, that I don't have any nostalgic attachment to or anything like that, then I will, I'll do some upgrades here and there, replace the case and whatever. I know my brain is just doing brain things. I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, so yeah, we're playing Crazy Taxi on this day of the week. I mean, this game doesn't really need... Oh, I totally didn't realize this was race controller compatible. I don't have a Dreamcast race controller. I have a Saturn one. I wonder if... Probably not. Do you guys think... We can try this a little bit later. But I do have a Saturn controller to Dreamcast converter. We could try to use the Saturn racer wheel on the Dreamcast. So we'll try that a little bit later. I just want to kind of get cruising here. But yeah, so we're rocking and rolling with some Crazy Taxi on this evening. Would the ports be compatible? What do you mean? Compatible with what? Superb indeed. I'm not gonna lie. I gotta take some clothes off. I don't know. I was expecting it to be way hotter than it is in this corner of cyberspace. I just feel like once I take this off, I'm gonna be miserable. But I'm doing it anyway. So hold on. Everybody, calm yourselves. I'm gonna try not to let things fly off of my body. My ear came out. Holy shnikes, there was a freaking dryer sheet in my hoodie all day long. I guess that's why I smelled so good. I don't know what to tell you. Okay. Okay. Hey, you got your haircut like in the Crazy Taxi video. I sure did, in fact. But I am going to put this this beanie back on, because a guy's head gets cold. I don't know if any of you other people out there in cyberspace are familiar with what it feels like to have no hair, but it does get a little chilly. So that was the worst. Yes. Well, there was a competition. I think he just got disqualified. Maybe he should stick to shredding on his guitar instead of Wow. I think I put ice in this, and it's probably going to blister my tongue beyond all belief. Ever since I let long-haired Will go and became short-haired Will, my head is always cold. I understand. It gets even worse when you delete the hair. When you totally delete. I was actually shooketh at how much colder it is. Okay, let's play this video game.
I'm justifiably in a position that I'd rather not be in, but the cream will rise to the top. Oh yeah,
all the way to the top, baby. Let's just do one of these full.
On April 29th, 2024, Michael K. said, "We're going to get the elephant."
We're going to get the elephant. I love that. I also love that this microphone is buzzing again, and I don't know what the heck I did. Wait, did I just fix it? Holy snickerdoodles, I think I just fixed it. Obviously, I'm moving a bunch of stuff around, so with all these random changes and things, but, and things break. Things break when you do that, I was about to say I don't hear a buzz. It is now okay. I literally just touched a cable down here, and my fingers magically made it go away. Okay. Let's have some fun. Forgot what options we have here. We can change the time. We're just gonna let's do the non-arcade, the original version, because so that we can change the time. The arcade version is actually pretty hard. It's pretty difficult. Difficult. Perfect. Let's work for 10 minutes. Oh, yeah, baby. We're gonna have to rock and roll this soundtrack. You know what I'm saying? Tell me if it's too loud because I might get carried away here. I don't really know. All right. I forgot how to play. I dropped so many frick bombs than traditional bombs now because of your influence on my language. I love that. So I'm just playing this. The last time I played Crazy Taxi was when I did that that cover of this song. And it was funny because a lot of that footage I had to do in weird ways to get it. Like I had to, there's like a first person cheat code that you can do. And you can, that's how I got like a lot of this kind of stuff. And like what you're seeing here in the game. But I also, when you go in reverse in first person mode, you like turn around and stuff. It's like this whole thing. And so I actually like drove backwards to get the footage and all this. It was crazy, but I think it turned out pretty well. I'm going to stop talking and pick up a customer. I'm just driving around. We're just chilling. Can we also talk about all the product placement, or not product placement, but all the like different businesses and things that are in this game? Yeah, I still love Offspring. I was a big fan of Offspring when I was going, sir. In middle school and high school, actually. Wait, what? Wow. We were playing the Simpsons Road Rage game on PS2. In college, you used to enjoy beverages and play. Actually, that game, I'm pretty sure that game for PS2 has gotten a little... Is it the PS2 version or the GameCube version? Or is it on Game? One of them, I believe, has gotten a little pricier. A little on the pricier side. I've actually never played that game. I've heard good things about it. Crazy Taxi was also on GameCube. Actually, the footage at the beginning of All I Want... Yeah, the footage at the beginning of All I Want, my cover, is the Dreamcast version. But this footage and the footage of us riding around in the cars is actually from the GameCube version. Because I was able to play it with an emulator, do some upscaling in the emulator, and do like a widescreen version. So, be cool. Smash was the first CD I ever owned. Nice. In band in high school, for like we'd play like pep band songs like at football games and basketball games and whatever when we weren't marching. Pretty Fly for a White Guy was one of them, and that was so much freaking fun to play. No! Simpsons Road Rage on GameCube and Game Boy Advance, new price $140. Most others near $50. Okay. You take a sip. Dadgummit. The slowdown in this is a real thing.
Hey, what's your problem?
We're gonna sip-a-roo. We're gonna get there. Go straight. You mean turn here? I forgot how to do the boost in this. This is the drift. You have to like basically flip into reverse and go into drive quickly. I played this in the arcade once. I actually never played it. I never played it back when it was new. I played it a few years ago at MagFest. They had a gigantic
The sea
arcade.
was angry that day, my friends, like an old man trying to send back soup in a deli.
They had a gigantic arcade set up, and Crazy Taxi was one of the machines. And so was Virtual On. That game is freaking one of my favorite games. Way down the line. I'm pretty sure there was a port of this game where they did not have the licensing for this music. I feel like that's a thing. I know that they took out some of the restaurants and some of the stores and stuff like that. Like KFC isn't there anymore. All that stuff. So, Will, I appreciate you. I appreciate the care. I appreciate the care. I'm surviving quite okay. It's always good when things are organized, to a degree, and are less stressful because things are organized and all that stuff. So yeah, things things are pretty okay. There are actually other things that I'm more stressed about than so for those of you who don't know, I'm doing like I'm doing audio for like a Christmas music program that it's like 14 or 15 songs or something like that. So it's a whole like show, and with that comes all of the stresses of a live production environment and all that kind of stuff. So, man, I would love to go to the Levis store. That's where I need some new pantalones now that I'm thinking about it. We're gonna have to play. I have to play Crazy Taxi 2 whenever I can get my hands on that. That's about right. I appreciate that, sir. Get on out of there. This soundtrack is just freaking literal living, breathing fire. And I even when I wasn't playing this game, I was actually talking to somebody on Blue Sky about this. They commented on my post about this game, me playing this game. Frick! No, this is fine. This is totally fine. And maybe this is not fine. But this soundtrack, I would listen to it a lot. No! I'd listen to it a lot while I was playing other games other than just Crazy Taxi. So I'd play a lot of games like PC.
So bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Like PC online games like Counter. I was never super good at any of these games, but I'm talking stuff like Counter-Strike, StarCraft. I almost said Star Fox. StarCraft. What else? Tribes 2, Descent 3. A lot of games like that where just playing like multiplayer stuff. Where I've heard the built-in, the stock music 1,000 times. So I gotta make my own playlist in Winamp. Funny enough, using Winamp, that's like one of the reasons why I'm so nostalgic for Winamp. Good old days where I would have ruined your night playing you in Counter-Strike. Yes, 1,000%. I was by no means a professional Counter-Strikeist, but I had fun. You know, by day I was a console gamer, and by night I was a PC gamer, I guess. And by night, I mean literally by night, you know. Especially during the summer, I would stay up till some days even like 5 a.m. playing those games. Winamp indeed. Look at us go. Guess I probably should have picked somebody up, but whatever. This is fine. Sometimes you just gotta cruise on the interstate. Oh, I did not actually mean to fully do that, but, you know, what are you gonna do? Frick, farts! It is what it is. There it is. Register to Rod. I don't remember. I don't remember naming this profile Rod. I guess I did this when I was doing that cover. Because I'm pretty sure I captured footage from the Dreamcast version first, and then I realized it'd be really cool to have it in widescreen, and I went back and did it again with the GameCube version. Crazy minutes.
On October 7th, 2025, Michael K. said, I was almost grabbed.
Yeah. For a while, for a hot minute there, his license plate says only 777, and if you look in the manual, it says like we can look at this really quick, but he says like it has like a frick. It talks about each of the characters, and motherless. Why do I have it do that? Where is it? Where are them profiles of them peoples? Oh, if you can even see that. Oh, it has like the profiles of the different people you pick up. That's pretty funny. They have like a whole life story here, which is crazy. But it shows the meaning of their license plate numbers, which is pretty cool. So Gus here, who is 42 apparently. Who knew? I didn't realize. Axel is 21. It's so crazy looking at this and thinking all these people were so freaking old. When I was a kid, thinking Gus here was an old man. Anyway, and I'm not far off from that. Big money Bowman.
On August 19th, 2025, Michael K. said, "Oh my willies."
How's it going? I'm older than Gus. I'm sorry, Will. I'm sorry. I hope your back is doing all right today. But anyway, his license plate number was only 777, which means only aim for the big jackpot. And this was actually one of my AOL Instant Messenger hacker aliases back in the day. Crab's massage pad. I use like only 777 or only aim 777 or something like that. Let's see what else we got here. BD Joe, his license plate number is 2HOP260, which means 2 hop to go, meaning always ready to get crazy. Then Axel's is 1NOM155, so, meaning I no miss, meaning I don't make mistakes. Look at that. And then Gina here, this should be pretty self-explanatory there. The 5EXY515, sexy sis, meaning you know what it means. So, yeah. Yeah. Hold on, my chat did something weird. I appreciate that, Millerton. I appreciate that. I'm pretty thrilled. I'm pretty thrilled. If you see my wife in the chats, she really only hops in here whenever I am unboxing a Squishmallow or when I am cutting the grass. But yeah, just, let her know. Let her know that you approve of all this nonsense that she's doing to support this craziness. Big Money, I saw that you had a thread getting some heat, getting some virality, talking about Ocarina of Time. Okay, moving right on. That's the most epic time she's ever appeared. All right, to the Levis store we go. Who? I don't like the game myself, but but I make it seem way worse. Yeah, I prefer Majora's Mask over Ocarina of Time. I know a lot of people may find that offensive, but yeah, I don't hate Ocarina of Time by any means, but I prefer the darkness of Majora's Mask. Prefer Link to the Past. That's a good one too. That's a good one too. Emerald, what is going on? How's it going? It's so great to see you on this day of the week. Hopefully you're doing fantastic. As I am slamming this car into this bus. Can I go through here? No. Unbelievable. Imagine... I love... One of my favorite things about games like this is it doesn't really try to be like super serious with a lot of the physics and stuff like that. Like it's supposed to be like an arcade game and play like an arcade game, and that's that. Dadgummit. The arrow led me astray. Doing horribly. Well, I hate to hear that. I really hate to hear that. I hope things improve. That whatever you're dealing with, that things will improve soon. I know things can be rough at times. Grimaldo, what is going on? How's it going? It's so great to see you. Life's been tough for me this year too. Yeah. Sorry to hear that, guys. I do wish you the best, and hopefully this nonsense that we do here in this corner of cyberspace can brighten your day just a hair. Just a hair. That's the goal. That's the goal. That's the goal of what we're doing here. I try to keep all this stuff detached from all the, all the seriousness of all the stuff that's going on in life and all the depressing things and whatever, the saddening things and all that, and just try and make this a place where we can escape and we can bond over video games and apparently zigging and zagging taxis all over the street. Okay.
Hey, what's your problem?
It's all I want. Oh, I totally forgot there was a mobile port of this. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. Did they take the Offspring music and the Bad Religion music out of the mobile port? Is that what it is? I can't remember. I feel like I did play that. And they took out all of the music, and they took out all the like Pizza Hut and KFC and Levi's and all that kind of stuff. Yes, indeed, Stephen. Very thankful that you're doing better. This is the place where we can all escape from the city. I love that. I love that the physics in this just go insane. Like, there was nothing realistic about anything about that. One of the things I hate about the release is they look like they took the music out of the Xbox Live Arcade port. That's what I'm thinking of. Which I never played that version. But yeah, 100%. I could not play this game with a different soundtrack. I don't necessarily need Kentucky Fried Chicken in this game to play it, but I do think it adds a little bit of the life, a little bit of the spice. But frick, I need the soundtrack. I'm sorry. Yep. Get on out of there. There are no penalties because if you watch closely, they are able to use the force dash and dash out of the way. No, this is not where I'm going. Dadgummit. Oh! Oh, somehow it allowed me to get there. I'm not sure how that happened. Here comes Sora. Like, I don't even care that the soundtrack only has, like, 4 songs. I believe there are 4 main songs, and then there's, like, the song that they use for the character select screen, which is actually just the intro of a longer off-screen song. This reminds me of my commute when I worked near the airport. Woo! Way down the line. Ah! Whoa! Everything about that was fine. I'm like one street over from where I should be. This was not the maneuver. This, in fact, was not the maneuver. You're going the wrong way. Okay. Give me another. Give me another.
Hey, what's your problem? Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Remember thinking this game was so advanced back then, and now looking back, it was definitely ahead of its time. Man, I will stand by, like, the Dreamcast was ahead of its time. I know a lot of people just kind of just throw that out there, but like a lot of the things that it did and a lot of the games that were on it, I don't know. It's just it was a special time in gaming where a lot of Dreamcast games, they just have this very arcade kind of like just like a non-serious feel to them. You know, and I freaking miss that. I miss just playing a just ridiculous fun game like this, and I feel like every time I come across one, it's just like so rare for a game to just be like some fun experience. It's got to be some super serious thing, which I mean, I'm not like saying it's a bad thing or anything like that, because like a lot of modern games have really great immersive stories and all that kind of stuff, and I love a good video game narrative. I love all that kind of stuff, but there's just something to be said about games like this that is just ridiculous. Not a single thing about this is realistic, except that the freaking cars are usually sticking to the ground. And actually, it freaking controls like butter. It actually controls so well. And you may notice I'm using the an actual Dreamcast controller today instead of my Retro Fighters controller. And I just wanted to kind of give it a good spin, and like I don't know, once you've kind of used the Dreamcast controller for a little bit, like it just feels right. It just feels right. It feels a little awkward just initially holding it, but Mannheim Steamroller May. Come on now. Day after day. The powers of be just breathe down your neck. Break off your hooves. Frick, it's so good. Frick! I could just deliver people to their locations all day long. As long as I can drive like that. I'm somewhat of an Uber driver myself.
On June 11th, 2024, Michael K. said,
A little more with feeling, Clabot. Just a little more. I love that I can have a full-on, head-on collision with another vehicle, and we just kind of both bounce up in the air and keep going. It's so good! It's so good! Same emotion and memory serves. June 11th. What the heck was that? I have no clue. We've reached the point where these quotes are... We can pull out some completely out of context things. No, we have a cat. We can test the cat cam. Huh. Did I do it? No, I didn't. I turned it off. Look at that. Ten crazy minutes, as they say out here in cyberspace land. Let's see how Beady Joe is here. Here we go. The original Levi's shot. Let's do the thing. Ah! Hoo! Ha! No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I love how out of control the drifting is in this game. It appears she wants to be up here. Okay. Let's play like this. Yeah, this this is Elle. I got her actually unknowingly when she was about 4 weeks old when I got her, which she was a little too young for me to have her and be separated from her mother. So I'm pretty convinced that this cat thinks I gave birth to her. But she always has to be held. And she gets a lot of anxiety when I'm not here. So sometimes she has to have kitty drugs. Miss your old cat. What kind of cat did you have? And what was Cat's name? Yeah, she is she's 17. But she's still doing pretty well. She has a little bit of arthritis and stuff, so she doesn't like jump up on everything like a crazy zoomy cat anymore, but she's doing pretty well. Except when she decides that it's time to freaking pee somewhere that she doesn't need to. So I've talked about this before, but somebody else in this who lived in this house before us, they had animals that peed freaking all over the place, and we didn't know about it till we moved in. unfortunately. The carpet looked brand new, but it in fact was not brand new. They just did a very good job cleaning it. And and yeah, so sometimes she gets in pee-pee battles with animals that do not live here anymore. So there's that. There's that whole thing. And before anybody says anything, she's been to the vet many times for this, and nothing is wrong with her. She's just, yeah. That's just the way that she is. Yeah. Ah. Get on in there. I own 5 cats. They're all indoor cats. It's chaos sometimes. Yeah, we have 2. This is Elle, and Muffins is somewhere. I think she's actually on the couch on the other side of the room. Sometimes I get in PP battles with people who no longer live in my house, too. I understand. Had a one-eye calico and I lived in Knoxville 3 months before I moved on. She passed away in her towel while I was at work. Aw. Blinky. That's sad. Rest in peace, Blinky. Michael's, yeah, she always needs to be my center of attention when she can tell that I'm doing something else. Petting one of my cats right now. My cat is drooling on me. He tends to do that. It's just she'll absolutely drool on me when I'm petting her, and yeah. In 2010. Not always, but yeah. Turn to 22. Yeah, I actually these 2 cats, I got them from my ex-girlfriend, TLDR. I think I've told the story before. We got Muffins first. And, oh, I forgot. I'm delivering somebody. Smiley face. We got Muffins first. Adopted Muffins from the shelter. She was like 6 months old when we got her, and then Elle, we got her. She my ex-girlfriend knew somebody from work that had a litter of kittens that they were trying to get rid of, and she got Elle. And Muffins and Elle did not get along. Muffins just absolutely hated her. And she was like 4 weeks old. So, I mean, I don't know. It was like she wasn't doing anything. But yeah, so they did not get along at all. So I actually took Elle, and she became my cat. And then about a year later, long story short, I took Muffins in temporarily, and yeah, I still have her, as you may be able to see. So yeah, but they didn't like each other at first, but they got used to each other, and sometimes they cuddle, sometimes Muffins likes to play a lot still, and Elle doesn't really like it a whole lot. So she gets kind of grumpy at her for chasing her around and stuff. But yeah, they get along now, and they're on speaking terms. Look at all those Jeeps. Look at all those Jeeps. Mine had to sleep next to me every night, but would get annoyed if I tossed and turned. Yeah, she always has to, basically every night, she has to sleep on my chest
On August 27th, 2024, Michael K. said, "Be strong, be strong. Don't be a fool."
A fool. She has to sleep on my chest for a few hours. Or, well, really until I roll over. Then she'll sleep at my feet. And then probably inevitably at some point in the middle of the night, she will once again get on my chest. After she gets up and does whatever her early morning routine is. Ah! Motherless. Yeah, you're right. I was actually looking at chat. I'm sorry, guy. Get out of here. No. Ah! Oh, come on now. This is taking forever as the taxi driver is literally zooming all and bobbing and weaving all over the place. Come on now. I have two that I got from a friend. They are siblings and over 6 years old. Then a stray cat spawned on our porch a few years ago. He's probably 3. Somebody probably dropped him off. Yeah, both of ours are indoor cats. They don't. I'm pretty convinced that Muffins was an outdoor cat for the first part of her life. Because she, for many years, she would always like try to zoom out and escape and act crazy whenever the door would open. But she's kind of gotten over that. Blinky used to do that to fall asleep. She's on my feet or legs, but once I was out, she would get on my chest or freaking head. Yep. I feel that. 2 years ago, another cat appeared on a porch. She had 3 kittens with her, who were probably a few months old. We caught the kittens and gave 2 away. We kept one of them. Man, yeah, I don't think I could handle more than 2 cats. My wife, for the longest time, wanted a third one, and also wanted a dog and all this stuff. And I'm just like, okay, who is going to take care of this third fur child? It'll probably be me, right? She's like, yeah. What's your point? Huh. Not cat related, but I just went outside to grab a delivery and noticed I'm the Grinch on my block. I might have to invest in some outdoor lighting next year. You can always do the lazy lights. Get a projector thing call today. Same actually. We still have not decorated for it, like, at all. Like, haven't put up a tree or anything. I don't know, man. Like, the past couple of years have just been like kind of crazy, and this year I was sick. Then my wife got sick. I was sick, then my wife got sick. And then, or we were kind of both sick at the same time at first. And then she actually got sick again when we would normally be putting up the tree and stuff. Usually I try to put up the tree like around, like on Thanksgiving break or whatever. It didn't happen this year. And so I don't even know I don't even know when I'm going to do it. I don't even know when I'm going to do it. And she keeps telling me to not stress out about it. It's like, it's not a big deal. It's like, yes, it is. Yes, it is. But definitely have not done any outdoor stuff in a couple of years. They are all spayed and neutered, obviously. We do not need any more cats. I understand. I understand. I'll lazy light the H out of my house. I don't care. My tree is up this year. Feels less chaotic, but each year it does get harder for me to get into decorating. Yeah. We have 2 trees in our house because one is like a, a full-size tree, and then the other one is the gnome tree. My wife, around Christmas time, has a gnome collection. And it's just, there are just gnomes all over this tree, surrounding the tree. It's a whole thing. So it's a small tree, but it's called the gnome tree, and I have to put that up for her enjoyment. And I usually try to get things in the Christmas spirit around here, just because her family just didn't really do much at all for Christmas when she was a kid, so she kind of always wants to be a little extra with the decor and everything. Yes to the gnomes, indeed. Yeah, I mean, in all reality, we don't really have that many different decorations. It's just a bunch of gnomes and 2 trees. Day after day, the powers of beaches breathe down your neck. Speaking of breathing down your neck, the next cover, which I know I've been talking about this for months, for literal months. Man, what I wouldn't give for some Pizza Hut right now. Woo! Woo! That would just slap me sideways. The heck was I just talking about? Frick. The Pizza Hut just totally distracted me. What the heck was I talking about? It was irrelevant. Nothing about what I was talking about mattered, but I need to finish that thought, otherwise I won't sleep tonight. My family way overdid the decor every year, especially my stepmom. Christmas is basically her hobby and has been for like 50 years. She shines in July, August when she starts building her village. I love that. I always wanted pizza, but when I was playing Ninja Turtle games, I feel that 100%. Or whenever I was watching one of the Ninja Turtle movies, I absolutely craved the heck out of pizza. There's a stray cat that we feed. He's been hanging around for 3 or 4 years. He used to hiss and back away when we fed him. Now he rubs against our arms and legs. He's come a long way. I love the physics on these boxes here, these crates. I don't know how I just delivered that person where they needed to go while also simultaneously reading chat. That was it. That was a pro strat, if I do say so myself. The next cover, that's what it was. Thank you, Will. Thank you. I knew it was something important. Kind of. So, I finished it this past a couple days ago. Yeah, I finished it a couple days ago. I'm waiting on some additional goods from a fellow collaborator to plug in and put the finishing touches on the whole package. And so, once I have those goods, then members will get to hear the song, and it'll be released by the end of the year, is the plan. So next thing I need to do for myself is I need to get the boys together and get in front of the camera. You know what I'm saying? We just put up the tree. That's all that we do. Yeah, I think, truly that's the move. But I just have 100 gnomes I have to get out. So, Oh, I'm not going to be able to get up there. Frick. I'm just going to go ahead and wait for this bro. Smith Club. Look at that. Just drive. That's not very nice. You're going the wrong way. What made you decide to have different characters for all the band members? Okay, so yeah, so at first I didn't. Like, if you watch some of the older covers that I did and whatever, I didn't none of the boys were in the very early covers. So, you know, I would just play saxophone or whatever, or guitar or keys. And I don't we're gonna break the fourth wall here for a second. I don't really know how this came about, but the first character was Humphrey. The first brethren was Humphrey, and playing the saxophone in what you call it, the the Hungry Eyes cover that I did forever ago. And I don't know what possessed me to do this, but I thought whenever I play saxophone, I just need some ridiculous wig. And my wife picked out a wig, so that this is the wig. And that's where that came from. And then Rod came around because I cannot remember the first song Rod was in, actually, now that I think about it. It wasn't the Weeknd cover. It was before that. It may have been In the Air Tonight. Maybe. And maybe it was In the Air Tonight. I think. I think it was because I wanted to get another wig to do like the big. I'm like totally sucking at this game right now, but whatever. I wanted to get another wig to do the whole, the In the Air Tonight drum fill and all that kind of stuff. And so Anna picked out Rod's wig. And at that point in time, they didn't actually have names. It was actually not long after that I named them, and I don't really remember when exactly that happened. But yeah. Yes, my wife used to film. Yeah, she I think Space Jam was the first song that I did without her filming, and kind of what happened was Higher Love. That's what it was. I knew it was because I remember that both of those songs were actually filmed not in this room, or they were filmed downstairs, and I set up a bunch of like backdrops and whatever and moved a bunch of crap downstairs and set everything up in the living room, and it was just crazy. It was so much freaking work. Moved my entire stupid drum set down there. It was a whole thing. But you have to put their bios on their website or something. Yep. I always kind of so something else I envisioned doing, but I never really did it, was doing skits with them. I had this whole vision to do like little skits, and actually that is going to kind of happen at a later date. I mean, I will tell you guys more about that later. Whenever it occurs. There's a lot of stuff that I'm working on aside from the things that you're seeing, that I think are going to be freaking very cool. but yeah, it's a slow burn. It's a very slow burn. It's a collaborative project between myself and friend of the channel, Zerain. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the All I Want... No. I did... If you watch the GoldenEye cover, the Watch Music cover, there's a skit. If you watch the full-length video, there's a skit at the end of it, and they say some of their names. in that skit, and that's the only real reference. There are other like little Easter egg kind of things in some of the videos with their names, but I think All I Want was definitely like the first song where it was like full on, you know, plastering across the screen their name. All right, Emerald, that is good to hear. I'm glad to hear that hanging out here was helpful a little bit. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your night, and you get a little bit better, and hopefully things improve for you in the near future here. But please take care, and we'll see you next time. What's going on, Ren? How's it going? It is so excellent to see you here on this lovely day of the week in cyberspace land. Anyway, I didn't really finish what I was talking about with the filming stuff, but yeah, my wife used to film. So if you watched a lot of the earlier, anything after Every Time We Touch and before Space Jam, she was filming. And we had like a gimbal, and we were just filming with her phone. All that stuff was done on her phone. Actually, I used either her phone or my phone for the first several years. The first song that was done on a real camera was Dance Through the Danger, which was actually done with this camera, this one right here. But yeah, long story short, she filmed for a while for several songs, and at the time, like I was just filming in so many different weird places and whatever. Like several videos were filmed in our garage, filmed like in our guest room over here, filmed in this room. Obviously, a couple were filmed in this room. And then several were filmed like downstairs in our kind of like living room area. So we pretty much like filmed all over the house. But she started traveling a lot for work and just wasn't able to be here when I was filming, and you know it was a whole thing, and so I started just doing it myself and having static camera angles, and now pretty much what I do is everything is filmed with like static camera angles, and then I apply like there's like a filter that you can apply to cameras that it was recorded from an actual camera, like the movements that a camera would make if somebody was holding it. And so that there are a handful of filters I have like that are applied to the footage that make it look like somebody's holding the camera. So they're going the wrong way. All this behind the scenes stuff. I can't believe how many freaking songs have occurred over the years. It's actually pretty crazy the amount of things that have changed over the past several years. Your cat is flat out snoozing on your lap. She, her hearing is actually not as good as it used to be, and so she's always kind of been able to sleep through a lot of things, but now she can really sleep through some stuff. Don't freak out on me. I guess I'm going to go through the tunnel here. Just posted a video an hour ago. It's called 7/25/2005. It's very creepy. 2005. What a year. What a year. Oh! That's 2005 is the year I started college, as a matter of fact. Am I trapped? Oh, frick. Well, that's stupid. Oh, can I go up that way? Can I go up here? Can I get out? Wow. That would actually be pretty sweet. Disc cannot be read. Yikes! I need to get this disc rebuffed. What can't be read? Oh, this area, I guess, maybe? I wish this text would go away, though. Looks like it's reading just fine. This year I dropped out before re-enrolling and finishing in 2006, 2007. Way down the line. Ow. Also, speaking of cameras moving, I definitely want to experiment with this one up here and some shots from this camera and potentially being able to do some cool movement and stuff like that. I'll have to experiment with that and see if I can experiment with, like, kind of make it seem like the camera's on like a slider, you know, I don't know. We'll see. It's a whole nother thing. Whoa! Wow, she just straight up threw dirt into my taxi. Now that is rude. I wish this text would go away. A lot of my Dreamcast games, so I did the straight up dumb when I was a kid. Is I put a lot of my games in a giant binder. A lot of, like, well, actually all of my disc-based games I put in a giant binder. My Saturn games and my Dreamcast games. And my Saturn games are actually okay, but my Dreamcast games just got obliterated in this case, and several of them got, like, actually cracked around the spindle, around the center. They got cracked, and some of them got totally scratched up. Well, kitty on. Got totally scratched up. And, yeah, it demolished several of my Dreamcast games. And so a lot of my Dreamcast games I had to get hang on. Let me reposition the bro here. What the heck is happening? I need to have a better... There we go. Okay. Did that to all of our music CDs back then. Totally normal. Yeah, and well, the thing I did kind of stupid though was there was an area in my binder that was specifically for like artwork. You'd slide like the artwork out of the disc into the spot. So I thought, oh, screw it. You know, I can put double the discs in this if I just don't put the artwork in there, or whatever. Or no. Yes. I can put, if I don't put the artwork in there and I use that spot for other discs. And so what I did was I took this artwork out. I put it in the sleeve, and then I put the disc in on top of the artwork like a freaking fool. And so I couldn't do that with the Saturn games because the artwork was too big. It's like twice as long as this, so I couldn't do that with Saturn games, so I didn't do that. But I did that with all my freaking Dreamcast games, which is why many of them got totally screwed up. Never did it, but mild OCD, but I always kept my games in their cases, some with CDs and DVDs. Wrong thing was in there. Yeah. Big thing for me was it made it easy to take them over to friends' houses and stuff like that, so... it's just really easy to grab the binder and take all my games over to their house or whatever. Which in hindsight, I can't even fathom. Like, that's an expensive binder. There's a lot of money in that binder. What? Dadgummit. Oh! I need to go through my Dreamcast games and just kind of like eyeball them and see what games need to be resurfaced and take them in for a cleaning. Breaks. Episode Shoes Untied and Gary Takes a Bath. It's a sponge. I have, I don't think I've seen that. I've actually seen very little SpongeBob, honestly. It's funny, my dad, he actually watched a lot of SpongeBob back in the day. And I don't really know. I never really knew why. Way more than I ever did. But it was really funny because when I was a kid, he would always complain about me wanting to watch cartoons. Like he just, he didn't want to watch Doug or Rugrats or whatever. And, but then he wanted to watch SpongeBob whenever that came around. Yeah, SpongeBob was just kind of a little after my my time, my Nickelodeon time. I don't really know what I was watching around that time. Probably that was probably like when I was watching like Tech TV and ZDTV and all that kind of stuff. Now, I have watched a ton of Ren and Stimpy. Every single original episode, hands down, no questions asked, many, many times. So there's that. I just felt like SpongeBob was a younger millennial show. I think that's pretty accurate. Way down the line. Let's get going here. Axel Frick. Sorry to hear that, Ren. I hate that. I hate that. I was fighting a cold a couple weeks ago. I went to New York for a week, and it hit me on the plane ride back. Thankfully, it didn't hit me there, but it hit me on the plane ride back, and had to deal with that. I like that the game has a little bit of mercy on you. If you're not that far away from the drop-off point, it actually will let you finish. So that's nice. I actually didn't remember it did that. Way down the line. Time's running out. No. Way down the line. I think it's funny because my phone keeps on pointing his face over my face. He's I need to probably just restart the game. If I do one of these maneuvers, will it interesting. A little little Dreamcast thing. If you need to restart the game, reboot the game, reset the game, if you will. The system doesn't have a reset button on it, but you can. I think this works in most games. But you hold down all the face buttons and you press start, and that resets the console. So there's that. I think my friend keeps on putting my face in his face in my face while he's talking. He spits on my. Yeah. Every time I'm infected, I'm always like, oh, where did it come from? Where did this garbage come from? Why is this happening to me? I got to figure out where the weak link was, all this stuff. I'm trying to overcome my my germophobia that occurred in 2020, like bad. I'm trying to reclaim my sanity here. So it's a process. But yeah, and it doesn't help when, you know, I end up getting sick and whatever. So Cyberspace, I'm going to take a very quick break here. I'm going to go get some more water and all that nonsense, and I'll BRB, be right back very quickly. Don't nobody go nowhere. That's not the right button. Oh, yeah! Goo, yeah. Yep. I'm going to really quickly, I'm going to see if this controller converter will work. So let's, if you want to follow me over there, if I can remember how to use this thing and all this. Here I am. Probably need to like adjust the track. I don't know. I got to dial in some settings on this camera, but I think it's gonna be cool. I think it's gonna be cool. Hey, nice Freddy light. Yes, indeed. Somebody Somebody very near and dear to me gave me that Freddy light. I quite enjoy that. Quite enjoy that light. How the heck am I going to do this? Actually, I need to... How did I do this last time? Let me just see if this works before I get too ahead of myself here. Must be a really good friend. Indeed. Indeed. So jealous of such an awesome gaming and music setup. I'm quite thankful. I'm quite thankful, Miller Time. And it's not like a lot of this stuff happened overnight. Cat? Where see cat? None of this stuff happened overnight. It was like a very, very slow process collecting all these different pieces and whatever. A lot of it, quite literally, over the span of my entire life. For real. Although, a lot of the flashier things, the flashier technology, I guess. Muffins. Oh. We lost our cat 3 weeks ago, but my mom found her. Oh, glad you found her. Oh yeah, let's see what happens here. My money is that this won't work correctly, but because I don't know how necessarily the controller is detected by this pad, but we'll see. Well, the start button works. Well, I guess I can steer it like this. Actually, no, I can't because I got to look over to the left. What the? I'll withhold judgment for you not using pedals. If only I had some pedals. Frick. Talking to you about that the other day, Will. Like I think it would be pretty cool to have a serious like racing setup nonsense. Okay, well the start button works. But well, okay, hang on. I don't know. The paddles work. And then A button. Okay. Okay. We're doing a thing. I do not think it's going to be possible for me to play this freaking video game with this wheel. It actually appears to be working. Look at that. I was going to talk myself into a small investment into a few things, not that dumb 60K setups, but a modest home racing setup. So, okay, the paddles. Oh no, this actually works. Well, I don't know how. Hang on. Everybody calm down. Okay. Hold on. I do not know how to do this. Oh my good gravy pants. How to go? This button is go. Yeah, this works flawlessly. Okay. Okay. Let me, I need to plug the Dreamcast controller in on the other side of the room so that the system sees the VMU. And then I need to go get something to put this steering wheel on so I can actually play it. So there's that. Huh. Okay. Once that BRB. Okay. If you know, you know. Gaff tape is serious business. Okay. Let's put this in the right spot here. I should live stream on Saturday. If I live stream on Saturday, the live stream is going to be called I Laughed. Called If I Laughed. Stream end. Oh, I see what you're saying. If you laugh, the stream ends. Gotcha. The camera follows you all over. Crazy what tech can do these days. I love that. That's the goal. That was the goal. That was the vision. Yeah, I gotta get the lighting better on the other side of the room. It kind of does have some issues following me over there, just because it's a little darker over there. It can also kind of do some automatic zooming and framing. I don't have that turned on right now because I haven't really had a chance to mess with that. But so it will actually like follow me over there and kind of zoom in and keep like the same framing of my person. So that's pretty cool. Okay, let's see how this goes. Take another sip of Ruski. Okay. This button. Okay, this is gonna be a hot mess, I think. This is not in the right spot. There we go. I feel better about that. Yeah. Yeah, put that right there. Okay. This is in my way. Let me push this back a little. Okay, we're good. We're rocking and rolling. How to go? Okay. Yeah, baby. How to break? How to break. This actually, like, is mapped perfectly how I would expect it to be-ish. I'm shooketh. Oh, no. This right here is actually why I had such a hard time playing this game in the arcade. I'm much better with an actual controller. Oh, farts on my chest. I say that, you know, even though I was flailing around just as much with a controller.
Don't worry about it.
On December 10th, 2024, Michael K said, I missed the coin. I fell. Freak.
Oh my... Okay. It literally did not even occur to me that this controller could possibly work with this converter. I got this is actually an expensive Saturn to Dreamcast controller converter, specifically because it works with the Saturn twin sticks. The Saturn twin sticks are specific, like it's for Virtual On is what it's for. But it's the only converter that will work with, dadgummit, with the twin sticks. And there's a variant of it that doesn't work with the twin sticks that is a little more affordable. If I do decide to get the racing, I'll definitely invite you over to break in. I just need to financially recover a tad. I understand. You've had a serious 2025 over there, Will. Man, every once in a while I think about the steering wheel. Are you kidding me, train? The steering wheel I sold for a friend of mine. Sometimes that's how trains be. Have I ever told you guys about how when I went to college and there was a freaking train, like basically separating the parking lot from the school, and so nowadays they've actually since then built a bridge like over the train tracks, but when I was there, there was absolutely a train, and there was like something like a switching station or something not far from where this was. And so it was very often that the train would freaking stop. It would just straight up stop, separating the parking lot from the school for a good 10 minutes or so. And there was this one morning, I had this crazy teacher. In college, you will probably encounter some just like, just ridiculous professors and teachers that, they're freaking idiots. They're just like on a power trip or something. But this lady, everybody hated her. And actually, it's funny because the entire class went to whoever, the dean or whatever of the department, and complained about this teacher because she was terrible. But she specifically, before this happened, she said, if anybody is late to this exam, you will not be allowed in the room and you will get a 0. And so I got there, with about 10 minutes to spare to get to class, and the freaking train was stopped, separating me. Like, I didn't have time. I could not drive around to the other side of campus and walk there or whatever. Like, I had to commit. I had to go full on. I had to go full on. And there were people climbing across the train. And so a guy climbed across the train as to not fail this stupid English class. Because this freaking crazy teachers like that are why Rate My Professor came a thing 100 billion%. 100 billion%. Yeah, she was horrible.
Yo, wait up, hey, wait up. Where you going?
Na-na-na-na-na. Scratch the thing you need. One of the things I love about a lot of this kind of like early 2000s, late 90s, I wouldn't really necessarily consider like kind of punk rock, not like straight up punk, but just kind of like punk rock, whatever you would call. I kind of consider it punk rock, but I know a lot of people who are kind of big into the genre terminology may not like that, but I keep forgetting how to play this video game. How? Okay. This does that. I keep on getting confused on the paddles. The left paddle puts it in reverse. The right paddle puts it in drive. The left button is brake. The right button is accelerate. That's literally all it is. But for some reason, I am unable to play this video game. Maybe you do. Let's get a lot. Just wanna be around. All right. We're making it. We're making things happen here. Okay, so if I need to stop, it's this. I'm definitely having a hard time doing the drifting with this. By God, you're trying I'm not living to stay alive. Oh, we have a friend. Oh, yeah. This is fine. This is definitely totally doable. That's all I want. Hey. Cat. Get out of my way, U-Haul! Oh, yeah, we gotta do this. I need to obviously add a cat command so you guys can turn on the cat cam. Gummit. Come on now. You're going the wrong way. Right, he didn't see. He didn't see the kitty. He's confused with all this other stuff that's going on down here. It's fine. We should get a couple cat emoji. Yes, absolutely. I actually don't know. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've looked at that. I don't remember when I get more emojis unlocked. I can't remember if it's related to number of subscribers or number of members, or I know there are some features that are only unlocked when there are a certain number of members on the YouTube page. Oh, yeah. So when the next cover comes out, it actually is it's from a Dreamcast game. So we're going to be playing the week that song is released. We're going to be playing that video game on stream. So looking forward to that one there, that one stream there. Okay, how do woo indeed. I don't know, the drifting is not as easy with this as it is with the controller. Look at the time, brother. Okay, whoa. Oh, yeah. Oh, I kind of did it. You just got to flip back and forth really fast. Did you realize with those crazy hills and insane taxi prices, this game has to be set in San Francisco? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it is. Pretty sure. Down. Let's see. There's an area in here that I don't freaking know where it is, but I always used to do it. I just realized there's a different freaking area of the city if you play. If you play for a shorter period, or you play arcade? What is it? How do you play the other area? I am not remembering. I actually can't believe that this thing actually is detecting that that this is a racing wheel. That's pretty crazy. Oh, I guess I could have plugged the VMU into this converter down here. Whatever. It's fine. Let me do the arcade. Oh, okay. I can play the arcade for 10 minutes. Okay. Thank you, Will. Right? Yes. The light bulb went off in my brain right as you said that. Yeah. Use the wheel to select. It even knows in the game. It even knows in the game. Okay, I feel like I like this city way more than the arcade one. Or this one more than the original one. Mother of pearl. All right, we're getting it. What's the difference in the modes? The arcade mode, you start with a much lower time, and you every time you deliver somebody to their location, then you get more time on the timer. So it's definitely it's think of it more like made to eat quarters versus this regular mode here. It has like a time limit of 10 minutes and whatever. But the arcade mode here is a different area of the city versus the original area, which is another area of the city. This is actually the area that I prefer over the other one. I totally forgot about that. Wow, I did the boost! How do you do the boost? I thought it has something to do with shifting. The powers that be just breathe down your neck. So make up your rules, make up your jungle. This cannot be read. It's unfortunate. See, it appears to be reading just fine. It's a little obnoxious that it displays that. Sir, I'm gonna need you to not release gas, quickly shift reverse, then back into drive.
Hey, what's your problem?
Release gas, quickly shift to reverse, then back to drive. Yep.
Hey,
Ah!
hey.
Ah!
Hey, wait up. Where you going?
I'll say it again. Let's get this coordination down. Ah. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. Something's happening. Something's happening.
Yo, wait up. Don't refuse me.
I wonder if you have to be going a certain speed to do that. Get on out of there. No. Where's somebody?
Hey, wait up. Where you going? Hey, what's your problem?
Yeah, this area is so much better than the other one. The other one's kind of bland compared to this one. Oh, I didn't even realize you could press a button to see the location. That's pretty cool. Even though all you really have to do is just follow the Grand Theft Auto arrow. Look at that! Look at that crazy combo! Yo! Has anybody seen the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 film they released last week? Wow, this bus. Chill out. Wow, that was uncalled for. Alrighty then, let's go through. I got probably when it comes out on streaming platform. Yeah, I actually heard that it was pretty terrible. No, I haven't. Granted, I have not heard that from anybody. Anybody that's a fan of the series. I'd be curious to hear what somebody who's actually a fan of the series has to say. but I did hear that it was terrible. But at the same time, I'll still watch it at some point eventually, just because I greatly appreciate animatronics and the practical effects and all that. 15% Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah. Look at that. Wow, I wish this text would go away. It's like really obnoxious. I've actually never seen a game do that where it displays some like message like that. Let alone like display a message like that, but also just like not go away. We're doing fine. We're gonna get there. I'm gonna get you there. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Here comes around. Way down the line.
Hey, wait up. Where you going?
Come on. Look at that. Oh. Screwed up. Screwed up the freaking thing. That's what we wanted. Okay, sweet. Engage in Mortal Kombat. 10 and 20, 10. I need a person. I need a passenger.
Hey, what's your problem?
That camcorder guy. That's pretty great. We're going to the bus terminal. Yeah, this area is way better than the other one. This actually controls pretty well. You know, I'm actually kind of shocked at how well this Saturn steering wheel feels. It just has like a nice smooth feel to it. Where the H? Get out of here. All right, let's get to the mall. Yeah. The amount of like music claims that are going to be on this stream is going to be actually comical. Just saw a review that compared Final Fantasy 2 to the Star Wars prequels. Corny dialogue, poor story, cool sets, designs, visuals, and mega fans love it. Well, I totally forgot we can drive through the mall in this. I was just thinking that might be a thing. I just appreciate that so much. So yeah, I'm not gonna go see it in theaters or anything, but I'll definitely see it when I can get it at home. Here's it gonna take. Whoa! Sometimes you gotta drive with one hand, you know what I'm saying? Well, Here goes that. I mean, realistically, earning $3,400 in 10 minutes, that is like pretty. Let's be real here. It's not too shabby. It's not too shabby. Damn. Can I restart the
On April 29th, 2025, Michael K said, "Whoa, look at that blowhole."
Yes. Be good. Oh. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Gotta love that. Must have been a heck of a pecking blowhole. 3,400 can get you cool. Woo! Okay. Definitely want to do arcade. I have no desire to do the arcade rules because I'm just gonna suck at it. So. This is actually a lot more fun with this steering wheel than I was expecting it to be. I was expecting to do this for like 10 minutes and then call it, but, you know, here we are. What I'm saying is I'd just be very fancy. Yeah. Yep. Oh, mama Rick, just breathe down your neck. You get no relief. So back off your rules, back off your job, 'cause I'm sick of not living to stay alive. Wow. Wow. Come on now. Come on now. Yeah. How many times is it gonna take?
Hey, hey!
Ah! To stay alive. Damn. It's all I want. Always like this ramp. Always like to hit a good ramp, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you just listen, then it might make sense. Oh. Ah, ooh, ha. To the hut. And this is a real Pizza Hut. It's an actual hut. Imagine, if you will, your taxi driver, like you wave down a taxi and they drive up to you, and in the process of driving up to you, they run into another vehicle, make that vehicle tumble onto the sidewalk. Would you and leave them there like that? Would you get into that taxi with that taxi driver? Would you actually do that? Pizza Power, a flying saucer food delight. Forgot there was a Fila store. Tower Records. This is my favorite shortcut. What is up, Low Riding? How is it going? It's so great to see you on this day of the week. Hopefully you're doing literally fantastic. Turtles in Time memories with the Pizza Hut. Man, I love Turtles in Time.
Wait up. Where you going?
Such a good game. Oh, yeah! Oh. And take him home. Ah! Oh, come on! Haven't played this game in forever. Yeah, I think the last time I played it, was when I did the cover of the song from this game, and I was trying to remember when that was. Like the beginning of 2023, I think. Yo, go! Look at that. Just doing my job. Whoa. I love the look of Dreamcast games too, because it's like, I don't know, it's like this area between the N64 style graphics and PS2. It's like this area between those two. And it's like some things can look really good. Like some aspects of the game can look really, really good, but then you have like other things that, you know, don't really look that much better than like an N64. Maybe the resolution's a little bit higher. It looks a little bit better, but generally speaking, you still get the same like kind of blocky looking characters and whatever. But then you do have other things that look better. I don't know. It's just kind of this really cool in between N64 and PS2. Whoa! Way down the line. Yeah, we've been listening to the same 4 songs for the past few hours, and I'm not mad about it. I'm just not mad about it. Every time every one of these songs hits, I still want to sing along. Are you going to do any more lives where you play games some and then play drums some? I am going to do some streams that are specifically music streams, and that is something on the horizon. And I do, in fact, have the ability to go over here with my camera, which I am pretty thrilled about. But yeah, so that is going to happen at some point in the next year. Is probably when that is going to occur. So, yeah, I'll you guys will be the first to know when that's a thing. Thank you, Low Ride, and thank you. It is a new camera. It's just we're debuting it this evening. As a matter of fact, my wife gave it to me for my birthday a couple weeks ago, and I'm quite thrilled with some of the features. I'm excited to figure out different creative things to do with it. I think that's like I do have some things off the top of my head that I know I want to do, but I do also at the same time I think it would be cool to kind of add some functionality to the chat. Let Clabot control it a little bit. Like, for example, if I did the boost. I don't know how I did it. I feel like I can't quite... Well, there it is. I'm probably not switching fast enough or something. Watch it, you fool. No. That was too dangerous. Oh. See, I did it there. I'm also, in all of my free time, I'm working on, I can't remember if I told you guys this or not, but some stuff with the lights in the background for you guys to be able to control the lights in different cryptic ways. So that is also on the horizon. So just some cool stuff. I realize I haven't really added a whole lot to the stream in a little while, but I feel like we've gotten to a pretty good place with some of the different bells and whistles that you guys have access to. So, yeah. Is he gonna take? Here's what you say. You cannot go. Heliport. Yes, all I want. Say it again. Do you have to write code for all the interactivity to work? Yes, I do, as a matter of fact. Collabot is basically a mixture of C# and PHP. Speaking of that, Will, can you I made a change. I tried to fix something with the sound effects where whenever somebody would trigger a sound effect or they would try to trigger a sound effect and they would type in, it would have a typo and it wouldn't play the sound effect. It was still having a cooldown. Can you try to do a sound effect that is not that doesn't exist, and then immediately try to do one that does exist? Pretty please. This fair is chaos. I actually I haven't even been looking at what the fair is. But no wonder, no freaking wonder, we've been able to make $3,400 in 10 minutes. Oh, actually, it probably won't work until the cooldown is gone the first time, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yo, wait up. Don't refuse me.
Oh, take 'em all. Actually, that's a good thing that it works that way, because then somebody could, reset the cooldown. They could trigger a sound effect, type in a wrong one, reset the cooldown, and then type in another one, and just endlessly spam sound effects. Ha! All right, where's a bro? Oh, we're not going to be able to find a bro. Man, when I bought this arcade racing wheel, I did not think for a second that I would be using it for anything other than Saturn games. So this is freaking sweet that I can play Dreamcast games with this too. Like, I'm actually pretty stoked because I do have a Sega Rally. I mean, I actually have several racing games. Several racing games on the Dreamcast. Or, like driving games. I have this. Have Sega Rally, have Daytona USA, the Dreamcast versions of those games. Vigilante 8, I don't know if that supports the steering wheel, but yeah, Vigilante 8, San Francisco Rush. Oh, that game is so freaking good with the San Francisco Rush 2072 or something 2040. I don't remember what year it is, but it's like a futuristic game. And I loved it because you could press a button and then wings would extend out of your vehicle like Buzz Lightyear. How his wings pop out like that. And then you could, if you're flying through the air, then you could like glide and you could spin and do stunts in the air. And it was just so much fun. They'll be trying to somehow connect it to Switch 2 next. That might actually. There is a Saturn controller to USB converter. I don't know. I have to look into that. But I'm pretty shooketh that this is actually working. What Saturn games can use a racing wheel? So we did. I don't think you were here, Miller Time. We did a stream a few months back. This was probably when you were doing the rugby stuff. But what did we play? We played Sega Rally. We played Daytona USA. We played Virtua Racing. We played. There's like an F1 something game. Ah, frick! It didn't work. Okay, I'll have to look back into that. Thanks for trying, Will. Thanks for trying. Maybe it spit out an error, and I'll have to look into that. Whatever. Okay. The wrong sign effect times out, but doesn't dock. Okay, well that's good. That's good. At least there's that. Okay. Was there anything else that we played that day? I can't remember. I know that F1 racing game was actually like it had some really good music in it. I was actually pretty shocked, because I actually got a pretty good deal on this steering wheel because it came with that F1 racing game, and like that game had fire music, like actually fire music in it, and it was actually a pretty cool game. So I'm not sure what other racing games there are on the Saturn. Those are all the ones that I have. Progress indeed. Way down the line. Hey, you're going the wrong way, you fool. I just love that so much. Way down the line. I know nothing about the Saturn, one of the few systems of big companies I never had played or even seen in person. Yeah, the Saturn is, it just, there's a lot of really interesting games on it that they lived and died with that system. The Saturn had kind of a cluster of a launch in the U.S. and it just did not do well in the U.S. for actually several different reasons. But I have a significant amount of nostalgia for it just because I wanted one so bad, and my parents gave it to me for Christmas one year. And I was thrilled. And, you know, the PlayStation came out not long... Oh, frick, I forgot to pick somebody up. The PlayStation came out not long after that. I wonder if I could pick this person up over here. Damn. Oh, I didn't brake fast enough. Whatever. The PlayStation came out not long after that and just, like, totally overshadowed the Saturn. And so a lot of people wound up with PlayStations instead of Saturns. And, I don't know, the PlayStation is a freaking powerhouse. The PS1 is a powerhouse. I'm still trying to make my way through all the PS1 games that I missed out on as a kid. But and I say this with certainty. You know, if you could only get, not me, but if you could only get one, like, retro system of the, like, you know, 90s, early 2000s era, I would say probably, like, and you know, there wasn't something necessarily specific that you wanted to play, like you didn't want to play Mario or something like that, or you didn't want to play a Sonic game. Well, yeah. A PS2 is probably the best choice, because a PS2, you have access to the enormous PS2 library, and you also have access to the PS1 library. You can play both of those. And there are some fantastic games, absolutely fantastic games on both of those systems. I myself have spent very, very minimal time with the PS2, unfortunately. But, and someday I'll get there. But, yeah. I remember F1 World, especially because if you damage your car bad enough, your crew chief would say the suspension is broken. Yes. Yes. Love that. My brothers and I still say that to each other to this day. I love that. I love that. I love those random lines in games like that. It's just, it's so good. It's so good. There's a game that I got for Saturn a few months back called Pebble Beach Golf. That's like, it's a golf game on the Saturn. There's really nothing special about it, but it has this guy. It's like a full motion video, like capture of this guy that pops up on the screen, and he says random things that are just pretty funny, taken out of context. So, yeah, at some point we'll have to expose cyberspace to that video game, but the PS2 lasted a long time too, so the library is absolutely, yeah, it's enormous. And a lot of when the Dreamcast was discontinued, you know, the Dreamcast was in the U.S. really only around for 2 years, which is insane. Japan had like another year on top of that. I don't remember when it was discontinued in
On
Japan.
May 21st, 2024, Michael K. said, "Let me make sure I'm not hallucinating."
I don't remember exactly when it was discontinued in Japan, but in the U.S. it was really only around for 2 years. But anyway, when the Dreamcast was discontinued, several of the good Dreamcast games ended up coming out on either the GameCube or the PS2 or both. You know, Crazy Taxi, this game came out on the PS2. You know, Sega went third party, so the sequel to Sonic Adventure 2, which, I mean, would be Sonic Heroes, I guess, or the next mainline Sonic game, came out on PS2 and GameCube and Xbox. But, you know, if like on the PS2, if you say you wanted to play some Genesis games, there's like a Genesis video game collection on there that you can grab and play a bunch of Genesis games. You know, I mean, there's plenty of, on the PS1, there's plenty of like 8-bit, like NES style game, like collections like Final Fantasy and Castlevania and stuff like that. I mean, like the amount of games that you can play on the PS2, dating all the way back to the 80s and this, you know, with like even Atari stuff, is actually insane. To do it legitimately, actually playing, you know, physical media, getting the actual game and playing it. Now, if you want to get into hack, I didn't realize I was dropping somebody off. Smiley face. Hacking and emulation land and all that kind of stuff. I haven't really dabbled in like NES and Super Nintendo and Genesis emulation on the PS2 at all, but that is a thing as well. So, you know, there's a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot of options with that system. Anybody out there in cyberspace who's spent a lot of time with the PS2, what are some of your favorite PS2 games? think most people use retro art. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. But I'm just saying. You know, let's just say. You know, I like to use the whole approach. Like, if you if you were going to be trapped on an island with one video game system only and access to the entire library of official games that could be played on that system, and somehow you had electricity and a TV, what system would you have? I think the PS2 would be, you know, the choice for that. It has to be a console. It can't be a PC. Can't be a computer. Can't be a Raspberry Pi. None of that stuff. I don't even know what my favorite PS2 game would be, really. I'm trying to think through the very few PS2 games that I've played. Maybe Silent Hill 2. GTA was so much fun to play so many games. GTA 3. The first time I played it was at a friend's house on PS2, but I actually had the PC version of Grand Theft Auto 3 because I did not have a. I was very late to the PlayStation bandwagon. I was very late, very, very, very late. So I played Grand Theft Auto 3 on the PS2. It goes around. But Grand Theft Auto 3 was a blast. I loved that game. I loved that game so much. I played that game so much, just roaming around, doing random things. I loved listening to the radio station, specifically. What's it called? Chatterbox, the talk show radio station on Grand Theft Auto 3. I loved that. I loved that so much. I'd actually love to go back and listen to that because it's actually really, really funny the way they designed that show, because it was it started off fine, it started off very tame and whatever, and then it just slowly spirals out of control over the span of however long they recorded it. But I think it was an hour and a half long or something like that of a radio show. And it was just so fun to just listen to it and just hear it spiral out of control. Loved Metal Gear Solid games. Yep. I've really only really played the first Metal Gear Solid, which I played it. I didn't beat it as a kid. I played a good chunk of it as a kid, but I never beat it. I actually played through the whole first Metal Gear Solid 2 years ago. I played through the whole thing on PS1. Fantastic game. Some of the control aspect has not aged very well at all, as far as aiming and shooting a weapon and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's aside from that, it is a fantastic game. There's a lot of GameCube games I loved, so not sure of that or PS2. GTA, Guitar Hero Series, even MLB games, 2004, I think it was really good. Silent Hill, Final Fantasy, NFL Street.
Le who? The her.
NFL Street, NBA Street series were good too. I have not played NFL Street. I have played NBA Street. I actually played. I didn't have NBA Street, but I played it because I got it. I got it at a thrift store for a couple of. But this was kind of when I was kind of flipping games and stuff to be able to fund the collection and buy more games. So I'd go to thrift stores all the time, and then I would find games on sale or whatever, for a couple bucks, and then I would flip them for however much they were actually worth on eBay. I know, I'm a scumbag reseller, or I was. But NBA Street, when I picked it up, I think it was like a $30 game, and I got it for $2 or $3. But I did keep it for a while actually, and I played it because it was a pretty fun game. Um, trying to think what else. Man, time flies by when you're playing this game in 10-minute chunks. Like, I can't believe it's actually after 9.
Will just donated $5 and said, as much as I would love to continue this PS2 nostalgia talk, I need to get off for the night. Here's a tip for the copyright fun lol. Good night, everyone.
Well, I greatly appreciate that super chat. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for your presence, for hanging out this evening, and hope you have a fantastic rest of your night, a fantastic rest of your week, and we'll see you very soon for some more Dreamcast December. Next week, as a matter of fact. Not really sure what we're gonna play just yet. I think I have a hunch, but I gotta make sure that this game doesn't drop a lot of S bombs and stuff. So,
On May 27th, 2025, Michael K. said, I keep forgetting I have this superpower to inflate myself with gaseous fumes.
What? Oh, it's good. It's good. Get no relief. Door slam. I love it. Yeah, good job, Miller Time. That was a good one. Seems fitting with playing this game. Is it gonna take? Hey. This game is a lot of fun with a steering wheel once you kind of get used to it. It felt like a cluster at first. I could not figure out what the heck buttons I used to do what. But this is actually a lot of fun with the steering wheel. I said it before. I actually kind of like the slowdown that happens when you do that ramp into that like little park area. It's almost like it's in slow motion because you're doing a stunt. I'm trying to think of any other PS2 games that I'm forgetting about. GameCube games, though, that's a whole different ball game because I feel like the GameCube library is just different, different from the PS2 library, pretty significant. I mean, there is some overlap in those two systems, but there's obviously you got the Nintendo stuff on the GameCube, and then you got some like Dreamcast ports, like you got Sonic Adventure 2. You got Sonic Adventure 1. Frick. Kind of like, they kind of like remastered those games and added some additional features and different things like that. So I appreciate that. It's almost kind of, to me, I don't know. It's kind of like the GameCube honestly reminds me a little bit of the vibe of the Dreamcast kind of continued with the GameCube, with kind of a lot of these games where you're just having fun. You're just having fun. It's nothing super serious. This craziness that is this game. Like, it doesn't, you're just having fun. People jump out of the way. You're not running over people, whatever. There's no story or anything like that. Kind of arcadey, kind of fun. So, and I mean, it's interesting how the GameCube has really gone up in price, has really gone up in value. Ever, I think it was like 2020 when that started happening. Smash Bros. Melee. Yeah. Melee. Yeah, I didn't spend a ton of time with Melee. I did have it, and I did play it a good bit, but I definitely played the N64 one more than Melee. And then beyond that, I played, for whatever reason, actually, I played the Wii one a whole lot. Because, that was kind of the first one, because it had Sonic in it, and it was the first one you could play, like, online. So, it was really cool. It was a really cool kind of blend of Melee. And I know a lot of people didn't like the Wii one. But I keep on missing that I'm delivering somebody, and I'm trying to pick up somebody else and do something dumb. But Melee was really good, for sure. I can definitely see why a lot of people, that's kind of their go-to Smash Brothers game. And I did play, actually, a lot of the Wii U Smash Brothers, which later released on the Switch. Played a ton of that. So much, in fact, that I did not get Smash Brothers when it came out on the Switch, because I was just so tired of Smash Brothers at that point, because I played it so much on the Wii U. Norwegian was hit that nostalgia level. I think it's about 20 years or so, and everything feels retro from then. Yeah, I could definitely see that. Way down the line. And it's funny, I got a GameCube and a PS2 both. I was several years after they came out, and I was very late to the party, and with both of those systems. The only reason I actually got a PS2, I did the boost again. I don't even know how the heck. I do not know how I'm doing that. I got a PS2 just to play. That was like a Transformers game that came out on the PS2 that looked so cool, and actually is a pretty good game. But I got it specifically just to play that. And, I did play some other things on it. Mainly that, Silent Hill 2. For a long time, I used my PS2 to play PS1 games. I don't do that anymore because I have an actual PS1, PSONE system, just because it's like that is the PlayStation 1 that I had as a kid, so it's like really nostalgic for me to play games on that system. And also the way PS1 is rendered on PS2 isn't exactly how it's rendered on the original hardware. It definitely works great. But it's, I kind of like the idea of just playing it on the original PS1. It's just kind of nostalgic for me, I know that's crazy. I know that's ridiculous. It's the same thing with GameCube. I could just play GameCube games on my Wii, my original Wii, but I prefer to have an actual GameCube. Speaking of that, this camera is going to come in big time handy with some of the stuff that I have planned for doing. So I want to do these tinkering streams. I've talked about this forever, and I've been kind of slowly working on putting together the ability to do that and stream from my other room where I have kind of like a work area, a desk set up where I can work on stuff. And so I have I literally I have several pretty nice Lego sets that I have received as gifts that I have not built yet because I don't really have a good place to build them other than set up a table in my room somewhere. I don't know. I just don't really have a good way to do that. Got the monitor attachment for the PS1. Yeah, side note. I did have when I was a kid, it was I think it was a Pelican monitor for the PS1. It wasn't the official Sony one. And I one of my favorite memories was playing I played Crash Team Racing and Gran Turismo while we were on like a kind of like a long. It wasn't like a road trip necessarily, but it was like a longer car ride, and just playing playing those games while I was riding around. I don't know. There's just something cool about playing a console game in the car while we were driving around. I don't know. But you know, it was exciting for me at the time. But anyway, so so yes, I have several Lego sets that I desperately need to build. I have what are they? So I have an Optimus Prime. I have a Bumblebee. I have a DeLorean from Back to the Future. Come on now. I have a... Come on now. Wow, I'm not going to do this. That was terrible. Oh! DeLorean from Back to the Future. I have a Sega Genesis controller. I have... what's his name? The crab from Sonic. The crab from Sonic 1. And for my birthday, actually, a couple weeks ago, a buddy of mine gave me a Game Boy, the Lego Game Boy. So that's pretty freaking cool. It actually looks amazing. And another one of my friends gave me like an acrylic display for the Lego Game Boy. So I'm looking forward to putting all that together and getting that displayed in the game room appropriately. Whoa! Good grief. Well, my eyes just broke. DRS5. Hopefully that's what your name is. DRS5. Am I reading that right? What's going on? How's it going? It's so great to see you on this day of the week. Hopefully you're doing fantastic. You got to show off that Lego Game Boy when you put it together. Yeah, I 100%. I want to build some of these Lego sets on the stream, and these like tinkering streams that I have this vision for doing. They're not going to be like a reoccurring thing necessarily. It's just probably going to be something that I end up doing like on a random Friday night or a Saturday afternoon or Saturday night maybe or something like that. So I'll let you guys know whenever I do that, whenever I'm going to do them. But that is kind of the kind of stuff that I want to do on those streams is like build Lego sets and do console mods and stuff like that. So that's going to happen next year. I have high hopes. I have high hopes for 2026 and some of the different creative things and stuff like that we're going to do. So that, what else? I do plan on probably starting. I want to try to do this starting at the beginning of next year and just see how it goes. Multi-streaming to YouTube and to Twitch. I've gone back and forth over this for a long time, and I think I'm just going to try it and see what happens. But there are some things that I need to tweak to get Clabot to work correctly between the two platforms, and I do want to like make it where chat is syncing between the two platforms. So we'll see. That is a vision. And if it sucks, then I'll stop. But you know, just kind of want to try it and see how that goes. Definitely, YouTube is still my like primary focus. But my biggest thing with that is I just don't want to fragment what is happening here, right? So, and I haven't quite decided if I'm gonna do those tinkering streams on this channel. That's another big reason for the Twitch thing, is I was thinking about doing the tinkering streams specifically on Twitch. I don't know. I don't know, because I feel like YouTube is probably going to freaking punish me for doing non-music, non-gaming related content on like live stream content on this channel. I don't know. I could be totally hallucinating on that, but we'll see. at the end of the day, maybe it doesn't really matter. I appreciate that, Miller Time. I appreciate that. I'm kind of at that point right now where I don't know what else I can do. Like I literally like I feel like I'm like really actually happy with the quality of what I've been able to create really over the past like year and a half or so. Year and a half, almost 2 years. And I think I just got to keep doing the thing. So I'm always kind of trying to figure out more ways to be creative with what I'm doing. But I think the quality, you know, is kind of where I want it to be. And every time I create something, every time I make a video or make a song or whatever, I'm always trying to think of one thing I can improve, one thing I can do differently, one thing I can do better from the last from the last video and stuff like that. So I'm always trying to just do one thing a little bit better. And that's kind of been my entire approach to this channel. And I feel like it's been good. And it's interesting going back and watching a lot of the older stuff and seeing, like when I did a lot of that older stuff, I thought, oh, this is great. This is fantastic. But it wasn't. It wasn't. Some of it has aged okay, but some of it has aged very poorly. So, you know, the struggle, the YouTube struggle. And wow, that crazy taxi just had a head-on collision with that other car. Smiley face. What's up with these taxi drivers in this city, man? You stay alive. I wanna be on, it's all I want. Wow. Man, this game was so good when it came. It's still so good. It's still so fun. It should say something about a game like this where it was well designed from the get-go. And it doesn't matter that it doesn't look super realistic or anything like that. It's still super fun. And like there's nothing really necessarily about the game that if somebody were to modernize this game, like I don't even I wouldn't really want it to play like any differently than this, you know? Like the only modernization would be I don't know, updating the places, you know, obviously make the graphics better. But I don't know, man. There's just something. It just says something about this game that even this many years later, it's still an excellent, very fun game. You know, and I think that's like a lot of really good arcade games, you know, are like that. Really well designed arcade games. They're just freaking fun. They're just fun. Ooh, please remove thyself. Thank you very much. Whoa. Huh. Whoop. Worry. Honestly, listening to a lot of the music in this game, like I said earlier, I listened to a lot of this stuff while playing other like multiplayer online PC games that I was playing. It makes me want to play those games. Not only does it make me want to play Crazy Taxi, but it also makes me want to play those other games. So it makes me want to play Counter-Strike. It makes me want to play Tribes 2. It makes me want to play Descent 3. It makes me want to play StarCraft. Again, we've been listening to the same 4 songs for 3.5 hours. Or no, 3 hours, excuse me. And I'm okay with it. Please remove. way down the line. We're gonna wrap up after this this session here. This 4-minute session. I need to freaking eat dinner. I did this really dumb thing. Sometimes I fail to eat dinner before the stream, and then I wind up eating dinner at like 9:30 at night. One feature I missed from Xbox 360 was you could set your PC up on the same network and then have a custom playlist of any music you... Oh, I actually didn't know you could do that. I actually, now that you say that, I never did that, but that vaguely rings a bell. I will say, though, specifically on the original Xbox, I did, a lot of games, like, they would let you rip music CDs. Why can't I speak? They would let you rip music CDs onto the system, and then when you're playing a game, a lot of times you could select a soundtrack from one of the albums that you have stored on your Xbox, taking advantage of that hard drive in there. And so it was super cool being able to, like, I'd put, like, all my Metallica CDs on there and be, like, in-game, be able to play Metallica music when a game would let me do that. In parentheses, Metallica was my favorite band in high school. PS3, I thought you could do that too. I'm pretty sure you could do that. I never did it on there. I'm pretty sure you could do that on PS3. I actually think I remember hearing somebody talk about that not too long ago. That's pretty cool that you could play music over the network, though, on the 360.
Hey, wait up. Where you going?
Whoa. Ho. Ho. Man, I'm going to have to see what other Dreamcast games I have that'll work with this wheel, because this is freaking sweet. There's so many Dreamcast, like doing these streams these past few weeks, I have forgotten how much I love this system and how badly I want to play more Dreamcast games. Get some of the Dreamcast games that I did not have as a kid, and I still don't have. That's what you get for trying something. I don't know why it didn't even occur to me when I bought this wheel that I could potentially use the controller converter and play with it on the Dreamcast. But like, this is flawless. Like, the game detects that I have a steering wheel attached. It's playing exactly how I would expect it to with the steering wheel, so it's not like some kind of hacky thing or whatever. Like, it actually legitimately is working. So I'm not sure what the Dreamcast steering wheel looks like. I actually don't know that I've probably seen it. It's probably gray with some orange accents, if I had to guess. But I've never used one. Probably helps they were both made by Sega. Yeah, 100%. I know the twin sticks, which the Saturn twin sticks actually look really cool. They kind of like have a techie kind of look to them. I'll show them to you guys here when we wrap up here. But the Saturn twin sticks look like the Saturn arcade stick. They just have kind of like a very like techie kind of vibe to them. But the Dreamcast version of the same twin sticks, they look like they just have more like kind of a cleaner, kind of like, I don't know. It's just like a cleaner space age kind of look to them, I guess. Futuristic kind of look. Like they're gray and they have like orange buttons on them, you know, to match the Dreamcast. Hands at 10 and 2. My instructor would be quite livid. A Class S license, $5,200, $5,222.88. That is not too bad. That is not too shabby. I quite approve of that. I quite approve of that. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. All right, let me put this nonsense away here. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. I just
Boom shakalaka!
Boom shakalaka indeed. I was not expecting to be able to use the steering wheel and for it to be that fun. Let me show you guys the twin sticks and whatever really quick. So, well, first of all, this is the Saturn arcade stick. It looks like an Astro City. Have you ever seen that arcade cabinet? A little dusty. Hasn't been used in a little bit, but we got the micro switch stuff. Love that. But yeah, so this is the Saturn arcade stick. This is the Japanese one that actually didn't come out in the U.S. But this is the twin sticks, the Saturn twin sticks, and this is specifically for Virtual On. Is Class S good? Yes, Class S is the best. The best. Holy moly, reminds me of the Met Control. Yes. Yes, indeed. And we are going to play Steel Battalion in January. That is absolutely happening. So I'm mega looking forward to that. And this camera was a critical piece to the puzzle to be able to play that game and show it off correctly. But yeah, so just the way that you control the game, you kind of you can do this nonsense like this. Look at that. Where's the freaking thing? Zoom out for me, thanks. You got all this. So that's pretty cool. It's fun. Anyway, Virtual On is a great game. At some point we'll play that. I really want to use this twin stick on the Dreamcast and play the Dreamcast version of Virtual On, because I have not done that yet. But I have worn this out on the Saturn version. Remember playing Virtual On in the arcade, felt like piloting a Gundam. Yes. Yeah, when I played it, I played it at MagFest. I played it several times for extended periods of time, longer than I should have, to be honest with you. I was kind of hogging the machine. I'm not gonna lie. But it's one of my favorite Saturn games, and definitely the arcade. It's just it feels so nice in the arcade. It feels fantastic. But yeah. Anyway, well, cyberspace. That is going to do it for today. I greatly appreciate all of you accompanying me on this journey through Crazy Taxi, and all of the money that we made this evening is actually insane. I feel like we did pretty good with that Class S license. I'm not quite sure how we managed that, but I'm pleased. I'm very, very, very pleased with it. But I couldn't have done it without each and every one of you and your support. I just realized that I got a Class S license with the steering wheel, which I thought for sure that it was going to be an absolute cluster of a train wreck trying to use a steering wheel with Crazy Taxi. But here we are. Technology is amazing. I love this freaking Dreamcast controller, Saturn converter thing, whatever. Words are out of order, but it's fine. You know what I'm saying. But anyway, I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your evening and a fantastic rest of your week. And I will see you all very soon for some more Michael KTV. Deuces.